Premier League predictions for season 21 and 22. I've never done it before on my channel because my channel's fairly new and I haven't been able to do it since I started this channel. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. It's going to be exciting to see how many I get right, how many positions I get right. And then I can look back at it at the end of the season and go, yeah, how well did I do? But we're going to give you the top four, head down. I'm going to do it from fourth to first to build that adrenaline up and build that hype up for the top four. So we're going from fourth to first, then dropping from fifth to the relegation zone. So that's how we're doing it. I'm also going to give you my golden boot winner and my player of the season. So yeah, let's get straight on with it. And in fourth place, I have got Manchester United. That might be quite controversial because they've invested well. Sancho and Varane are through the door. But they've not shown over the past 2 years enough. Yes, they finished third, did they second last year? Second, they finished second last year, but I don't think they've shown enough. And I don't think Ollie's shown me enough to go, even with them signings, they are going to go on to great things and challenge for the title. I just don't see Ollie as a top tier manager. And unfortunately for Man U fans, I think you're going to finish in fourth place. I still think you're missing out on that midfielder. If you got that midfielder, but the rumours are the signings are done now. If you got that midfielder, I think you would finish certainly in the top three and potentially offer a title challenge. But Man United in fourth, I'm going for. And in third, this might come as a surprise as well. Liverpool. I've gone for Liverpool in this place because, yes, they didn't have the greatest seasons last year. They got to third after actually clawing it back, to be fair. But I don't think they've invested too well. They've got Konate, who's a brilliant centre-back pairing with Van Dijk, and it's going to form a great back four with Trent and Robertson and Alisson behind them. But I think they needed more strength and depth in that squad. We saw last season when Salah and Mane or Firmino got injured, then they're lacking someone up top. They need to get a forward in. But I've put them ahead of Manchester United for the only reason that I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. And I think they're going to come back. We know the Champions League winners. We know the Premier League winners in the last 3 years. So they're going to come back, I think, and perform next season. And I've got a feeling Salah's going to have another banger of a season along with Sadio Mane. So they just need to keep them fit. Maybe bring a backup option for them. Maybe they bring in Harvey Elliott and give him a chance. But Liverpool are in third for me. Now, the top two in the league, it was so hard to choose. You've got Chelsea and you've got Man City. Chelsea, my club, I'd love to say they're going to win it. However, I feel they just could miss out because City have got the experience of winning that title before. Yes, we've won the Champions League last season and we've invested well. Romelu Lukaku is going to have a big season and he's the missing piece in the jigsaw. But I just feel we might miss out. Don't get me wrong, I also think we could win it. It's 50-50. But I don't want to put myself out there and go Chelsea are going to win it instantly. Lukaku is the man we needed. We saw last season Timo Werner struggling to finish them chances and Chelsea created a ton of chances, more than anyone in the league when Tuchel came in. So Romelu Lukaku's signing could be a huge difference in Chelsea going for that title. Perfect signing, and Jules Koundé is set to also follow him to Stamford Bridge. So we're making the right investments, but I do feel we might just miss out by an inch. Maybe City run away with it at the end. Maybe Chelsea win it. But who knows? It's 50-50 and I've put Chelsea in second. So that leaves Man City in first. As I've said, they've got the experience of winning the league on multiple occasions in the past 5 years now. Guardiola is a serial winner. They've brought Jack Grealish in, top talent, 100 million. And if they get Harry Kane, that's my tipping point. If Harry Kane signs for Man City, I do feel they've got too much for the league. Harry Kane and Jack Grealish in a front three with Phil Foden, De Bruyne. Oh my God, it's an embarrassment of riches. So City, I do feel, will just edge the league. Now we've talked about the top four, we're going to move from 5th to 20th. So we're going to get to the relegation zone at some point. But let's start with 5th. And it's Leicester City I've put in 5th. Great season last season, won the FA Cup, invested well in the likes of Patson Daka and Samare and Ryan Bertrand on a free, great deal. They've got a brilliant philosophy, great brand of football, and it's a club that is run so well. It's run so well. They've got a great chairman. Unfortunately, they did have the incident with the chairman dying a couple of years ago, but yeah, they've managed to move on from that, and actually fair play to them. They've done a great job, and I think Leicester will secure 5th this season. On to 6th now, and I've gone with Spurs. This might come as a surprise to a lot of people because Harry Kane could leave, but I do feel with Nuno coming in, give him a bit of fresh impetus. He seems to have done all right with them in pre-season as well. Son's firing. They beat Arsenal yesterday, and apparently they battered them. It could have been 4 or 5. That's why I've put Arsenal lower down, you'll see. But I think Spurs will do all right, you know. Even if Kane leaves, they'll bring a striker in, the likes of Lautaro Martinez, what's he called? Vlahovic have been linked with them up top. And then they've brought the likes of Romero in at centre-back, who's a top Argentina centre-back, 23 years old. Great defender. I wouldn't mind Chelsea going for him, to be honest. So he's a great addition to that back line. They're rumoured to get another centre-back, and they've signed this lad called Brian Gill. He looks such a talent. I don't know much about him, but I've watched a video. Oh my God, he looks like the new Messi. And when I say that, I'm not lying. He looks seriously good. So yeah, I'm going Spurs in 6th. 7th, the dark horse of the season. I'm going with Aston Villa. Jack Grealish has gone. That's a big loss, but they've invested well. They've replaced him well. They've got Leon Bailey in, 30 million, which proved to be a bargain. There was rumours of him going to Chelsea and City and Man United in the past few years for like 60, 70 mil. So they've got him for 30 mil. Great deal. Emi Buendia for 40 mil, another great addition. They actually beat Arsenal to the signing of him, which is a great feat in itself. Buendia, 40 mil, great signing. Little playmaker, used to play for Norwich, and he will bag a load of assists and hopefully goals for Villa. But I do feel they'll have a good season. They've invested well. They're on the up. And yeah, Danny Ings as well. You forgot about him. 28, 29-year-old now. An experienced Premier League striker, and I'm sure he will help Ollie Watkins out in the striker department. On to 8th now, and it's Arsenal. This is where I've put Arsenal. I just do feel they've not invested well enough. We know they're dying out for creativity. We know Aubameyang and Lacazette are struggling at the minute. So why not invest in an attacking midfielder and a striker ahead of what you've gone for? The centre-back, yes, that was a priority. Your defence is shaky. David Luiz has gone. Ben White, good signing. We'll see how he delivers in a higher up side. But he looked a top talent in Leeds. He's done well for Brighton, but 50 million, bit overpriced. But investing in a left-back, Tavares, he's not going to start. Lokonga maybe won't start. So they need to invest in some guaranteed first-team starters and improve this squad dramatically, because we saw last season, the last 2 seasons, they've finished in 8th. And there's no real signs of progression. And it's actually more regression at the minute. Aubameyang and Lacazette are not firing. They're 2 talismen. And yeah, they just need a few additions to brighten up the squad. So I'm going for Arsenal in 8th. Now we've got the top 8 out of the way, I'm going to quickly go down the table from now. In 9th, we've got Leeds. Great under Bielsa last year. It's played some really attractive football. I just don't think they've invested too well themselves. Junior Firpo's coming from Barcelona. Will he even start? We'll see. But they needed to, if they want to continue to progress as a football club and push up the Premier League table, as the Leeds fans seem to think they will be targeting Champions League football one day, they needed to invest. That's what you have to do to keep up with the big boys in the Premier League. Leeds had to invest. And I don't think they've done it as well as they should. They brought Lewis Bate in from Chelsea, but he won't start either. So Leeds settle in 9th. They'll have a good season, but not challenge anywhere near the top, I don't think. And on to 10th now, I've got West Ham. West Ham had a brilliant season last year. Actually got into the Europa League, playing European football for the first time in God knows how long. But they had a great season last season, and I don't think they'll finish as high up because of the Europa League. Too many games, too many potential injuries coming on. But I think West Ham will have a okay season. But I think they'll finish in a nice mid-table spot in 10th. In 11th now, I've gone for Everton. Everton have lost Ancelotti and they've brought their old nemesis Rafa Benitez in. So that's going to be interesting to see how Everton get on. They've managed to keep hold of James Rodriguez just for the moment, but there's been rumours about him leaving already and being unhappy at Everton. They've brought Damari Gray in. Who else have they brought in? Andros Townsend. That was a bit of a weird signing. I found that very strange, because why is he going to improve Everton dramatically? He's not, is he? He's getting on a bit as well. So yeah, a bit of a weird couple of signings, Damari Gray and Andros Townsend. But it's interesting to see how Rafa Benitez gone. They did keep hold of Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. So yeah, they'll still have a decent little front 2 there, and James Rodriguez in behind. So yeah, Everton in 11th place. In 12th, I've gone with Wolves. Wolves didn't have the best of seasons last year. They fell off a bit compared to the previous 2 seasons where they actually finished in a Europa League position. And I think they finished 8th the season after. They've had a good couple of first seasons in the Premier League, Wolves, and they've faltered off a bit. Ruben Neves is now rumoured to be leaving. Obviously, Nuno's left, and they've brought in, I can't even remember his name, he was manager in Portugal. But yeah, they've lost Nuno. They've lost Nuno. That is a big loss for them because he had a great identity of playing with them. 5 at the back. Very good on the counter-attack. Sit back and burst forward with Adama Traore and the likes of Neto. They've got Raul Jimenez back, which is a big bonus. So hopefully he gets back firing to his best. Unfortunately, he did suffer that serious injury when David Luiz actually fractured his skull. So he's back. He's back with a headband, whatever you want to call it, like a skull cap. But it's nice to see, and it will be nice to see him succeed. And if he does, Wolves will finish in a nice position. But I've got them 12th at the minute. Now, 13th and 14th in the league, I've got Palace and Southampton, 13th and 14th. Palace 13th, they've made a really good couple of additions. Mark Guehi, Conor Gallagher, and I think they'll do well, Palace. And I was actually close to putting them even higher up in the table. They have made some top additions. Who else have they signed? They signed that youngster from Reading. Mark Guehi, first of all, what a talent. Chelsea, I'm gutted that they got rid of him, to be honest. 18 million as well. That may come back to bite us in the arse. He's a top talent, great on the ball, great at playing out from the back. And Mark Guehi could firm up the defence. Oh, they signed Joachim Andersen as well. They're going to have a good back force, Palace. Anderson, Guehi, and yeah, Conor Gallagher, great signing on loan. So yeah, Palace in 13th. 14th, Southampton, they've made a nice couple of additions as well. All youngsters, fairly young. Livramento from Chelsea. Daniel Simeon from Chelsea. 5 million for Livramento, 1.5 for Simeon. Livramento for 5 is a bargain. Academy player of the season at Chelsea. And then yesterday, they signed Armando Broja on loan from Chelsea. I think Southampton are becoming the new Vitesse Arnhem for Chelsea. So, yeah, it's be interesting to see how they all get on. Armando Broja is an interesting one. I wanted him to succeed at Chelsea this season and get a few chances, but it looks like he'll get his chance at Southampton, and if he does, I think he'll have a top season and come back to Chelsea firing. 15th, I've got Norwich. Many people thought Norwich may actually go down, but I've got them in 15th. I think they'll have a really good season. They're experienced in the Premier League now from a couple of seasons ago. They play a great brand of football. Daniel Farke's got them play some great stuff. Timu Pukki's a goal scorer. They've got Todd Cantwell, Josh Sargent they've just signed, Rashika and Billy Gilmore. What an addition he is to the side. And I think they'll have a good season and surprise a few teams. Some great additions, and I think they'll finish 15th. I'll quickly move on now. 16th, I've got Brighton. Newcastle, I've got 17th. And the 3 I've got going down are Burnley in 18th. I think their time is up now. They've only signed one player. I think it was from the Championship for 15 million. Nathan Collins, I think it was. But I think their time is up. They've not invested massively in the squad. But how long can Sean Dyche keep this fairly standard squad, this stubborn Brexit squad going in the Premier League? Because he seems to do a miracle every season and get them up to like 13th or 12th. But I think this is the year their course is run. Burnley to go down in 18th. Sorry, Burnley fans. And 19th, I've gone for Brentford. I think it's their first year in the Premier League, so I just don't think they'll have enough. Yes, they have an exciting squad with Ivan Toney and Buemo. Signed a couple of good players as well, but I just think they're not experienced enough, and they may just find it a bit hard to gain some points and actually accumulate some points to make them stay up. And yeah, they've got a new stadium. It's all attractive. It's all nice, but I just don't think they'll have enough this year to stay up. And in 20th, and rock bottom, I have gone for Watford. Yes, like Brentford, they're fairly new to the Premier League, but Watford did have a fairly good few years in the Premier League. However, I just think they're going to become this new yo-yo club. They've got a couple of good signings in. Emmanuel Dennis from Bruges. Danny Rose is great experience. Josh King from Bournemouth. Yeah, they've got some all right players in, but I just can't see Watford staying up this season, and I think they will finish rock bottom. So they are my Premier League predictions for season 21-22. And yeah, Top 4, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United. And to go down, I've gone for Burnley, Brentford and Watford. I'm going to quickly give you my top goal scorer who I think it will be for the Golden Boot. And that is Romelu Lukaku. As soon as he signs for Chelsea, I know he will succeed. He's going to have a top season, I know for a fact. Chelsea create a ton of chances. We saw with Timo Werner last season. He missed them all, but Romelu Lukaku's got a killer instinct now, after he's turned into a world-class striker at Inter Milan and Belgium. So Romelu Lukaku for my Golden Boot winner. And I'm going to go for my player of the season as well. And it's tight. It's between Bruno Fernandes or Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne is the best player in the Premier League, no doubt about it. But I think Fernandes will continue to stat pad next season and improve with the players around him like Jadon Sancho. So I think Fernandes will have a top season along with De Bruyne. So I'm going to go for De Bruyne now. I'm going to go for De Bruyne. Why not? Because he's just world-class in it. And he will accumulate a load of assists, score a load with Jack Grealish and Harry Kane in the side potentially. So yeah, they're my thoughts about next season, my Premier League predictions, my Golden Boot winner and my player of the season. I hope you enjoyed the video and up the Chels.